for preaching. So the dress of sannyasi, this means sannyas vesha. Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur took the red clothes of sannyasi, or sannyasi. So Mahaprabhu and his colleagues wore red clothes. Still, Sanatana Goswami, in the presence of Mahaprabhu, took the white dress, the dress of a Niskinjana. Bābājīs. Bābājīs are the gurus of the sannyasa. So means Bābājī means it is a higher level, even in sannyas. They are supposed to be the guru of sannyas. The most advanced. The dictators of the preachers by giving instruction in the form of Shastra, the code and the code keeper. So they are engaged in preparing the spiritual code, and the Bābājīs are in white clothes. They do not advertise themselves as preachers. So Bābājīs, usually they are not speaking. They are doing bhajan. Bhajan means they are very deep absorbed in transcendental plane. But the sannyasis are not engaged for their own benefit, but for helping the public as much as they can. Generally, the function of the sannyasis is to wander here and there and preach. So Prabhupada created another batch of sannyasis under the Bābājīs, who have given the direction in the Shastra to carry this instruction out and translate them into action. So, because this message or this is very confidential, very secret, so Mahaprabhu was distributing this secret. He carried this instruction out and translate them into action. The next lower batch, the sannyasis, were necessary. Because if this is knowledge, this secret, spiritual life is a secret for materialists. It has to be carried. It has to be told to others. This was the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the reason why he came to this world. So he took the red clothes of sannyasi, went at the second level, and told and explained and tried to let us understand what it means, what is spiritual life. So the Bābājīs are beyond Varnashrama. And within Varnashrama, the highest section is sannyas. So these are the four varnas and ashramas, Varnashrama. So sannyas belong actually in this varnas, but also it will be explained, I think. This sannyas of in the varnas, this is not a very high level. of sannyas. So Mahaprabhu went much further. They accept to travel the length and breadth of the country and to preach the religious doctrine to the people. And that was created by Prabhupada under the direction of those Shastra makers, the Goswamis, for whom this religious preachers uniform was not necessary. So, under the direction of those Shastra makers, Shastra who wrote all the essence of spiritual life, took them out and compiled them in their books like Jiva Goswami, Rupa Sanatan, Raghunath, the highest. So they did not need to dress in a certain way. They very simple clothed, white dress they wear. And even dhoti was going down to the knees maximum. They ripped in two pieces so that they were living most simple. So for them, because they did not preach, if they just give the instructions to the sannyāsīs, who went out it was mainly done by Prabhupada and also the sannyas class. That's because for whom this religious preacher's uniform was necessary. They are Kinjana, they did not want anything, but they only prepared the religious code. So those Bābājīs now. Our Guru Maharaj wore this dress till the very end of his life. Means Srila Prabhupada. Almost everyone to whom he gave the red dress kept it up to their last breath. Only Krishna Das Bābājī, who was a brahmachari and who did not consider himself a preacher, took Bābājī. After the departure of Guru Maharaj, one sannyasi whimsically took up Bābājī Vesha for some time, then rejected it and again took the red robe. One Mahat introduced that white cloth, including their last Acharya. Crossing Prabhupada, they preferred to accept the idea of Rupa and Sanatan. They thought Prabhupada's idea was a temporary one, for the time being, and the dress that Rupa and Sanatan accepted in the presence of Mahaprabhu was the real dress of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. But Mahaprabhu maintained that red cloth up to the last point of his Leela, as he did his associates, such as Paramananda Puri, Ishwar Puri, and all the godfathers of the Guru or Mahaprabhu were in friendly connection with Mahaprabhu. They were all red-clothed sannyāsīs. Also, generally, it is not the custom for the sannyas or the Bābājīs to keep a beard and long hair. But for a particular purpose, for preaching, it may be all right. When Sanatana Goswami approached Mahaprabhu, he had a full beard and he ordered, "Take him to the barber and remove it." So both sannyas and Bābājī do not keep such things. So we do not like to keep beards. But during Chaturmasya Vrata, it is mentioned in the Shastra that we may keep hair and beard, otherwise generally not. But still it is not that if one keeps long hair and long beard, he cannot be a Vaishnava. There was one Vamsidas Bābājī who was an independent Vaishnava. Our Guru Maharaj also gave respect to him as a Vaishnava. But he had a big beard and did not shave at all. He was wearing negligent, not as a fashion. But it did not allow any barber to shave him. Yet he was a respectable Vaishnava. Even our Guru Maharaj had respect for him. If you keep a beard in order to preach, for example, in a Muslim country, for the purpose of your service for your Gurudev, then that's all right. Nowadays, the Christian preachers abandoning the crown and just wearing Western dress. And the nuns who used to dress themselves very directly now dress like ordinary women. They are giving up their special dress because they do not like to advertise that they are religious preachers. They do not like to show that they are a special group. Adaptability has manifested in this extreme position. So the dress is nothing, but everything is in the creed. What is the principle underlying all these changes in the system of the preachers? The creed is everything and the garment is nothing. It's all about this sannyāsīs. We only wear white here. In the beginning, when I joined, all wear red clothes. Then changing into white. Now the next step would be again red. But everybody is afraid to wear these dresses, the red cloth. means material life finished. So, as it said, the first 25 years one should be a brahmachari. If one is planning to marry, he should keep white dress. The second 25 years, he should, if he gets married, he wears a white dress. And then the next 25 years, he should step by step renounce material connection or activities. It's called vanaprastha. And after this, he should take sannyas and go away from this mundane conception of life and prepare himself and help others to realize spiritual life, spiritual understanding. But in the Western country, not possible. Like Swami Maharaj, he wanted to install Varnashram Dharma. And Gomaj in Vrindavan once he told, Varnashram Dharma is very difficult. It is impossible for Westerners. We cannot. We came up on the level of householder, grihasta, maximum. So Varnashram Dharma is not possible. Either you have to make a cut and become devotee, or become renounced. Even in India says, now is Kali Yuga, Varnashram Dharma is very, very difficult for them to follow. Anybody was brahmachari? Real brahmachari. Real brahmachari is not so easy. Brahmachari is practically on the same plane or level of sannyas. But this is not in Kali Yuga. It is very difficult. So that's because the most important thing is the spirit must be kept intact. Form may be readjusted, but the spirit must be kept intact. It is also good to maintain the form, because the form may be of a spiritual shape and not from this mundane world. So because our spiritual or transcendental understanding it doesn't matter what clothes, if you're a brahmachari, householder, vanapashta or sannyas. Sometimes a householder is more advanced than a sannyas, because he has understood he suffers in his household, if he suffers, if he got mercy. And he feels the necessity of getting distant. He doesn't want to be involved in this. He goes sincerely towards Krishna. But this shape, what he is developing, his spiritual form, is not from this mundane world. This form has to be kept intact. Because the form may be of a spiritual shape, not from this mundane world. So we have to realize that we have a form, but this is not the form we have now. Just imagine with our old body, we go there, Vaikuntha. There you have body of body Sachit Ananda Vigraha. It is a form of, the form consists of eternity, knowledge, and Ananda, perfect happiness. And it is a form. It is transcendental form, not visible with our. So we have to develop this. This will come when one is sincere, one is realizing what this material world will bring. But we do not really think, you know. We all get older and older, but we are not interested to know who I am really, what will happen to me. This is Kali Yuga. We are not sincere. Or do I think wrong? I don't know. You approve me. You tell me. It's very easy. It's very easy to see. We have noted that in the drama in Germany, they put the figure of God as a bearded old man, high on a balcony. And from there he was giving direction. This is one way how do they imagine God. They have no knowledge of formal aspect of God. Some voice, some indefinite things, some sound, etc. This is all they show. But in Vrindavan, in Apagata Lila, means in the transcendental pastime or plane, the form is also there, and it is all spiritual. So spiritual form is there. Everybody has his spiritual form. But we have forgotten. We are not conscious of it. We can also not see it because our eyes are not trained. We even cannot see the mind, what is very gross things. In India, in these Eastern countries, they are much more sensitive for this. They can see all these things. And for us Westerners, we go there like kings, you know, and they're laughing about us. Because they understand. It was when I was 50 years ago, first time I came, I saw these things. I saw the Italian hippies came to South India in the holy place, Ramesha. And they're behaving like kings and money and like this. And they're looking at them and they was wondering, they could not understand on what level they are moving. You know, they could see everything, their mad minds, you know, thinking that they are something special. But they're simple, like, anyway, I don't want to go into detail. This is all they show. But in Vrindavan, Apagatalila, the form is also there. And it is all spiritual. Form cannot be eliminated from the spirit because the spirit has its form. Here we only have the corresponding form. The form is also there. It is not abstracted. It can be conceived by one who is on the spiritual platform. Otherwise it will be like Mayavad. It is a spiritual, non-differentiated, abstract truth without form. But our conception is not like that. Everything is there in the fullest way, but it has its spiritual meaning. Similarly, we use objects of appearance, material form in spiritual service, such as a mridanga, the drum, or cudgels, symbols. Golokera Premadam, that which has used by Mahaprabhu is most conducive to that sort of spiritual atmosphere. Form we cannot sacrifice, but we need to understand how that form is indispensably necessary with that spiritual truth. Why is Krishna blue or black, not white? Why is Krishna Tribhanga? Tribhanga means pendant in three standing in a form like a. Why are his eyes tinged with red? All these things have their meaning. It is not by coincidence. Or does it differ in the hearts of the different devotees in their meditation? The standard is there, and we are to come to that standard. A description is given of the rupa, form, guna, mentality, quality, and lila, pastimes. Everything, and we are to understand also that the form has its eternal aspect. The spirit and form, both are to be retained. Why is the sky blue? Any? Answer? Somebody knows?
Some reflection of the earth.
Why looks a cow like a cow? Why she doesn't have one in the middle of horn? Why she has two horns? Maybe because Krishna is bluish, the sky is also bluish. Maybe we can explain it on the material plane, you know. But this is speculation. Is any question on this? Can you show here we should wait outside. Some more questions? So, there's a short story about Prabhupada. I heard from Shaki Charan Babu that when Prabhupada took sannyas, he went to Vrindavan with two of his followers, Paramananda and Kunja Babu. So Prabhupada's dress was that of a red-clothed sannyasi. But the Bābājīs did not like this. They said, Raktavashta Vaishnavera Paridhenanayaya. There is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita that a Vaishnava should not wear red clothes because that represents Mayavad or Tantrika. So they will always take white clothes, but Prabhupada took red clothes, and his dress was a sannyasi. When he went to Vrindavan, Paramananda and Kunja Prabhu were there, clad in European dress. Also, the later Kesha Maharaj, he wore a Western dress now. That's just because he was dealing with so many things in the outside. So Kibabu said that it created a commotion amongst the Sahajiyas. What is this? He's coming to Vrindavan in red clothes and his brahmacharis are wearing European dress. Generally we use Indian dress, but he entered Vrindavan with revolutionary dress. So they began to criticize him from all sides for what Prabhupada showed. You see that you people don't appreciate what Mahaprabhu has given for us. Prabhupada's reply was that all your attention is drawn by the glamour of the European culture. So Europeans should be approached, and then it will be possible for us to accept them into Mahaprabhu's creed. After the Europeans have accepted this, then you will come and accept. You are followers of the glamour of the European civilization. Even at this time it was already like this, Now when I was living in India, I saw in these Western temples, many Indians joined there, coming from villages. They want to become devotees, wearing red clothes, brahmachari clothes. That their only goal was to get the green card for traveling to America. First they want to become devotees, then they want to become responsibility, they want to take position there, and then they want to go back home to God. But the highest goal was the green card. They want to have the visa, they want to marry Western and want to enjoy Western standard. So Prabhupada, he knew at this time, it was 100 years ago, already this tendency was there. After Europeans have accepted this, then you will come and accept. You are followers of the glamour of the European civilization. You have become slaves to European civilization. All your attention is towards that. So first the Europeans should be taken in. I am couching myself in such a way so that I can approach the present scientific culture. Because the attention is on the Europeans. India is charmed by the European civilization. But the European civilization must be crushed. The West is attracting all the stalwarts of this world. That must come under our feet, and then these foolish Indians will automatically come. So his attitude was to prepare himself as a general and attractive present of the European civilization. These fools are simply blind followers of that culture. That was his attitude. He said, search for the spirit, not so much for the form. This he wanted to show them. It is not important what you wear, what clothes, or if you're Western or Indian body or whatever. But the real important thing is who you are. But the spirit within is all important. So we should not identify with the external form, maybe this or that. What is the important thing, what is inside? So that's because everybody can become pure devotee in any form, a human form. He can dress as he likes, accordingly. But this is only external form. We cannot how is it in English? We cannot categorize a person because he's white or he's dark-skinned or he's Indian or he's American or he's European or Chinese. But the important thing is the spirit within. It is all important. Is he a conscious person or is he just a body? Is he just identified with the body? Try to understand everything on the mundane level? Or has he understood that his spirit has nothing to do with anything of this external world? If necessary for one's service, one may wear the dress of a grihastha. Even in our Prabhupada's time, the suit was sometimes used by his disciples. Some were clad in white dress, although they were high-level Vaishnavas. They had to approach so many officers and high-ranking people so that dress was suitable. To fulfill the orders of our Guru, they are suitable. We may take any dress. It is the question of purity, of purpose, a question of the heart. So this is important. This is the most important thing. We should never forget. We are not this body. In the same time, we should not think that we are spiritual beings when we are identified with the body. That we have understood. I can wear whatever. I can do whatever I want. I'm a spiritual being. No. We have to learn all these things under the guidance of a pure devotee and become pure ourselves. Any question? Anything? Comments? Jai Srila Siddhartha Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudev Nitya Leela Pravistam Vishnupad Brahmahamsa Vicharya Stotra Sarsi Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi.